Hey guys, I'm Pixel Dan, and this is a review of the NECA 7-inch Superman the Movie Christopher Reeve Superman action figure. That's right, it's yet another surprise release from NECA Toys, giving us a DC action figure in the 7-inch scale based on the classic Superman movies. So let's check them out. As you can see, the figure comes in nice window box packaging that has some really great Superman the Movie representation on the box, including the S-Shield that comes straight out of the old movie logo, and we've got a really great Fortress of Solitude type look to the whole box. And as you rotate that around to the back side, we get a look at the figure within. Alright, so let's go ahead and open up the box and take a closer look at the action figure. Now, this is the third figure in the recent release of DC figures from NECA Toys, but fourth in a series overall. These are surprise figures because it's not usual for NECA to be able to release figures in this scale based on some of these DC characters and their movie likenesses. So it's a pretty cool special case. It started off with a Michael Keaton Batman last year, and then this year we got ourselves a Heath Ledger Joker, an Adam West Batman, and now, for the first time ever in 7-inch scale, a Christopher Reeve Superman. So very, very exciting stuff. So, we'll go ahead and get the tape measure in here just so you can see exactly where he stands. You can see he just hits that 7-inch mark. Maybe just a little bit under that. So it's going to be a little bit bigger than, say, your 6-inch scale figures like DC Universe Classics from Mattel. But still, really cool to get an actual Christopher Reeve Superman in this particular figure size. Something we've never really had before. Now, these are basically scaled-down versions of NECA's larger-scale figures, but it works out so well in this particular scale. So let's go ahead and talk about the detailing on this figure. I want to start off by looking at the head sculpt, because that is where the figure shines. NECA has done an amazing job with actor likenesses, and all the figures we've seen so far in this new set have been fantastic. And Christopher Reeve Superman is no exception. It's a really, really great likeness of Christopher Reeve in action figure form, and an overall really great paint job that helps to bring out all of the details. I love the skin tones that are used. We got that nice jet black hair with the little Superman curl coming down over the forehead, and just a really, really good likeness all the way around. So it's so good to see that in this particular scale. But the details in the face are not the only place where NECA has really done an amazing job. If you look at the outfit that he's wearing there, I just love how there's some actual sculpted textures in the suit. So it's not just a straight sculpt that's painted blue. I mean, we've got some really great little line work that's kind of sculpted in there or etched in there that makes it look like an actual cloth material that he's wearing. It looks really cool, especially in person. You can see that S-Shield is also nicely outlined. It's bright, it's colorful, it's crisp with the paint. All of that looks really great all the way down the figure, even to the red super boots that he's wearing that has some nice wrinkles in there that makes them look like an actual boot-like material that they're made out of. So really great sculpt all the way around. I also really love the cloth cape that we've been seeing on these figures. So you can see we flip this guy around to the back. It does have the nice bright yellow S-Shield right there on the center of the cape, and it's made of a very nice sturdy cloth. You can see we can stretch it out there. Really cool material. I love the way that it hangs very nicely, looks very natural, has a good flow to it. It is permanently attached to the figure up here at the collar. You can see the way it's kind of worked into the sculpt of the figure, so that way you don't have to worry about it falling off or anything like that. So really great looking figure overall. So let's go ahead and talk about the articulation on this guy. That head is on a ball joint, so it can look left, it can look right, you can roll it all the way around. It even has the ability to look up a bit, which is going to be really great for some of your flying poses. The shoulders are also ball jointed, so the arms can come outwards. You can see they don't come out too far. That's because they do hit the sculpt of the suit that he's wearing there, but they do move forwards and backwards very nicely. We've got swivels at the elbow. We've got a standard joint at the elbow. We've got swivels at the wrist, as well as little hinge joints at the wrist, so the hands can rock there. We can rotate at the waist. It's on a nice ball joint, so the upper body can move all the way around, as well as move left and right. We do have the same ball joints at the thighs, so legs can go outwards, forwards, and backwards. We got swivels at the knee, as well as a standard knee joint. And then we've got really great ball joints at the ankle, so you can see they rock all the way around. They can move it side to side, forwards and backwards. So you should get some really, really good poses out of this guy. Now, I do want to kind of put a word of warning out there. When he comes out of the box, some of the joints might be locked a little tight because of paint. So be careful when moving them the first time. It might help to use a hairdryer on the low setting and kind of hold it into some of the jointed areas for a little bit to kind of warm it up. It really helps to kind of move the joints for the first time, and that way you won't have any breakage. So I just wanted to throw that out there because the joints were very stiff on this guy when I first removed him from the box. But I love the poses, and if you kind of couple that with a flight stand, if you've got one laying around, it's pretty cool. You can get some really nice flying poses with him. So lastly, Superman does come with one accessory, being a pair of interchangeable hands. These are open palm hands, which are going to be made for your flying poses. So the hands can pull out with a peg system. Again, be a little careful here if the joints are a little stuck. So you might have to work them loose the first time you move it a little bit, kind of give it a nice tug, rock it back and forth, and you can pull those pegs right out. Now, one downfall that I definitely want to point out here, and you can really see it here, the paint comes off on the pegs and the joints at the wrist there. So you're going to lose the skin tone. It reveals blue plastic underneath. I've had this problem with all of the hands on this particular figure, revealing the blue plastic underneath. So we are going to have some paint scraping off, and it's a bit of a bummer. I kind of wish the hands were molded in a more skin tone plastic so that we wouldn't have to worry about that problem. But you can pop those hands on there, and again, works great for flying poses. There's not a lot of other poses you're going to be able to get that looks good with those open palm hands, unless you want Superman doing the robot or something. So overall, I really like this Superman figure. In fact, I've been very happy with all of these releases from NECA Toys because they're kind of dream figures. Getting these very iconic actors made in a nice 7-inch scale that are beautifully sculpted. And man, let me tell you, this Christopher Reeve Superman standing on your shelf with a Michael Keaton Batman is pretty epic, right? I mean, this was kind of the Superman and the Batman for a lot of people for a long time, so pretty sweet to be able to pair these guys up on your shelf finally. So there you go, my friends. There is a look at the brand new Superman the Movie 7-inch action figure from NECA Toys. This is part of a new series that is being released at Toys R Us stores. They're usually found with the DVDs in the movie section, and I believe they were also made available through the WB's eBay store. So definitely do a little bit of hunting, guys. And until next time.